Hi everyone, it's Calzane, and today we're going to talk about PS5 features you need to know in order to improve your PS5 experience. So let's kick it right off with the home screen. Since the new update some time ago, you can fit more games onto the home screen. This has increased from 9 games to a total of 11 games, and are ordered most recently played from left to right. So your most recently played game is always on the left. If you play a game that is not currently on the home screen right now, the game at the end of the list will be bumped off. But if there's a game that you always want to remain on the home screen, then you can simply press options and enable keep in home to pin the game. Bear in mind, as of this moment, only 5 games can be pinned at the same time. Here's a pro tip. To get to the settings faster, you can press the triangle button instead of using the directional buttons to get to the settings. Now you may have noticed each game has its own background music when hovering over them, like God of War Ragnarok or Cyberpunk 2077. Some of you may not like this, or those of you gaming at night may be hovering over a game in which the background music suddenly bursts out loud, disturbing those asleep. Looking at you, Cyberpunk. Well, there is an option to turn this off. Just go to Settings, Sound Settings, Audio Output, and toggle Home Screen Music off. Also, the little beepy here when navigating to home screen can also be disabled in the same settings. Just toggle off Sound Effects. Back to the home screen, going all the way right to access the library. Here you can see all the games that are currently installed on your PS5, as well as other games you own in your digital library. You can use the range of filters to find the game you're looking for, the version of the game, or games you bought digitally from the PS Store. In addition, Sony provided the ability to make folders now known as game lists, which was a highly requested feature that existed on the PlayStation 4 but did not launch on the PlayStation 5. Now you can't have them on the home screen at this moment in time, but you can find them in the library. As an example, here I am creating a list of all the Call of Duty games for quick access, and you can also have the same game in many other lists. Just as I'm doing so right now, press the options button and add to game list. What's really useful is if you press the PlayStation button on the DualSense controller to bring up the control center. You can press the options button to customize the control center, and you can rearrange the icons and even disable them if you don't need them. For example, I like to keep the quick cards at the start and the power button at the end. And I leave the music icon disabled since I don't really listen to music on the PS5, but you can rearrange this to your own liking and what fits you best. If you double tap the PlayStation button on the controller, this will bring up the game activities card. From here you can see the game hints card, which is really useful if you are stuck on a quest. However, it is only available if you have PS Plus. There's also the trophy card here, which you can select to quickly see trophies without going into the trophy menu from the home screen. You can pin the trophies that you are currently working on for quicker access. You can even pin the cards to the screen at the same time as you are playing. Some trophies also let you know how far off you are from completion. For this trophy I have collected 436 out of 603 collectibles, so now I know I only need to collect 167 more. Furthermore, this next feature is pretty great for all you trophy hunters. For a while you could only reveal hidden trophies one by one, which was time consuming. But if you toggle this feature, it will do it all in one go. Before selecting the game, press options and toggle reveal all. It will now show all of the hidden trophies for that particular game. You can also do this on the trophy card. You can also choose to delete or hide certain games from your trophy list so others can't see them. To be able to delete a game, you can only delete it if you have not unlocked any trophies for it, so that means 0%. To do this, go to the game, press the options button and delete. To hide games, press options again and this time select privacy settings. You can choose which game you wish to hide by toggling on the game. Doing this will make sure that game won't show up for others like your friends and followers. When it comes to comparing trophies against a friend, you can do so from here, but recently Sony updated this on the home screen so you can easily compare against a friend on a particular game and even see how many hours you or your friend spent on a game. Have you ever wanted to know when a game goes on sale without actually having to search for it every time you're on the store? Well, if you go to your game of choice and press add to wishlist, it will add the game and then notify you on the PS5 whenever it goes on sale. But if you wanted to go further, you can also download the PS Store app and get the same wishlist and sale notifications on your phone, including game invites from your friends. As a PS5 owner, you should definitely get this app as it offers a lot more flexibility, such as being able to message your friends and purchase or download a game from your phone and install it onto your PS5. Do note, your PS5 needs to be powered on for this to work. You can also keep up with the latest news on the PS blog or the games you follow. And you can manage your storage and delete games you no longer want installed. If you are into digital collectibles, PlayStation Stars offers a service where you can gain points or a digital collectible by completing campaigns, buying games on the store, and then trading in those points to buy other games, digital collectibles, or wallet funds. If you ever wanted to game in private without showing you're online, you can simply set your status to offline. You can do this three ways: on the app, on startup before you sign in, and at the top of the home screen on your profile. Now obviously, if you have PS Plus Essential, you're going to want to make sure you get the monthly games. Even if it's not a game you want to play, there's no harm in adding it to your library since it's part of what you're paying for. If you record your gameplay or take screenshots, you can check your settings to see at which resolution your gameplay will be captured at. You're also going to want to make sure you have auto upload enabled. What this does is allow you to see your gameplay captures or screenshots on the app and download straight to your phone if you want to upload to Instagram or any other social media site, or you just want to show your friends and family. These captures are only available for 14 days after they are created. Take note that there is a limit, only videos under 3 minutes and are not 4K captures are uploaded. At this time, 4K captures can't be uploaded yet. And if you are playing or streaming, you might feel distracted by notifications. You're going to want to make sure you have certain notifications disabled. You can do this in settings and then notifications. You can either disable notifications entirely or change whether you want to see a preview or not, the sound, or how long it's displayed on the screen. You can also configure your notifications to only pop up during certain scenarios or stop them from popping up when you're playing, recording or streaming. If you didn't hear, the PS5 now supports 1440p and VRR, so for those of you with monitors or TVs that support this resolution, you can simply do so from here. The PS5 can also upload your game saves to the cloud and download your saves. This is only available to PS Plus users, and if you have a secondary PS5, you can simply log into your account and download your game save. This is a great feature for me as I can move from my bedroom to the living room and carry on playing, provided I have that certain game downloaded, of course. The PS5 also features a key game-changing audio feature, and that is 3D audio. All stereo headphones are supported and can take advantage of this feature. Go to Settings, Sound, 3D audio for headphones, and click on the Adjust Audio setting to configure your listening profile. Now there are a few profiles to choose from. What you want to do is select a sound that is around the same height level as your ears. This will be different for everyone, but I promise it is an amazing audio feature for games that support it. If you prefer not to wear headphones, well then rest assured, the PS5 can also output 3D audio to your TV by optimizing the TV speakers. The DualSense controller also has a mic button you can use to mute and unmute the microphone. It lights up to let you know it's now muted, but if you hold down the button, you can mute all audio including the sound from your TV speakers. This is really helpful in a pinch when you can't seem to find your TV remote. Now there's also another LED light on the controller that you can dim if you don't want it too bright. You can do this by going to the settings, accessories, and then controller settings and dim to your preference. You can turn off the controller vibrations, adaptive trigger intensity, and controller speaker volume. If you didn't already notice, there's a nifty way to turning off the controller. Now usually you would go to the control center, go to accessories and turn off the DualSense from there, but you can actually hold down the PS button for a couple of seconds to turn it off. So when you're typing a message, you generally would use the D-pad to select and type out messages. Well, you can also do this in two other ways. Either using the touchpad to quickly hover over letters and pressing down on the touchpad to enter them, or you can press down the R3 and L3 sticks together to activate the motion sensor and hover over the letters and type out that way. This next feature is really cool, so if you go to save data and game app settings, you can configure your game presets to save time. So if you prefer playing on a particular difficulty or a particular graphics mode, you can now set them in here so you don't have to take the time and do them in game. But of course, if you prefer a different mode on a particular game, you can override these settings in game. Now another great feature is remapping buttons. You can find this in accessibility, controllers, and then enable custom button assignments. You may find that you prefer a certain button layout compared to the default standards in most recent games. While this is also really useful if you're playing a PS1, PS2 or PS3 game where the button layout may be flipped or not to your liking. And don't forget that this setting is applied console-wide. There's no profile unless you own the DualSense Edge controller, so if you want to return back to the normal default, you'll have to reset the custom button assignment. Now this feature is pretty great. It's called SharePlay. You can play local co-op, single player or multiplayer games with a friend without them needing to own a copy. Create a party with your friend and select Start SharePlay. You can invite your friend to play with you, or they can take over the controller and help you out on a game. Now this feature is only for PS Plus subscribers, but only one of you needs to own a copy of the game. Each session lasts for an hour, but you can always reinitiate the share play again and continue playing. I've used this feature several times before when I did not own a copy of FIFA when playing with a friend. When you first get your PS5, you only get usable storage of 667GB out of 815GB. Now you can add more storage via an external hard drive or external SSD and plug it into the USB port on the back of the PS5 and store your PS5 and PS4 games. But if you wanted to play your PS5 games, then you would have to transfer it to the internal storage since you cannot play PS5 games on an external hard drive or an external SSD. You can however play PS4 games on an external drive. But if you wanted to add more storage to play your PS5 games, the good news is you can get an NVMe SSD and install this into your PS5. The setup is pretty easy and it allows you to store and play your PS5 games. You should get an SSD that meets the minimum speed requirements, such as a WD-SN850, its X variant, a Samsung 980 Pro, or any other Gen 4 SSD that has at least 5500 MB read speed and a heatsink that can fit into the internal bay. You can also set the default installation location for your PS4 games. And you've made it to the end. Well done. That's all the tips and tricks I have for you today. If there is any I missed, then please let me know down in the comments. And while you're here, you can check out another video I did on the PSVR 2, its unboxing and setup. Please like, comment and subscribe so I can bring you more content to enjoy. See you next time.